Hi everyone, welcome to This Explainer. Now, usually my co-host and I would be chatting back and forth right about now. But today I'm taking the mic entirely solo. Why? Because we are diving deep, and I mean really deep, into the incredible journey and honestly just the ironclad discipline of a true sporting architect, the one and only Cristiano Ronaldo.
So I want you to think about something. What does it actually take to engineer the ultimate athlete? It's a massive question, right? Like, is unmatched global dominance just born from raw, innate talent? Or is it engineered, day by grueling day, through supreme physical discipline and relentless sacrifice? Well, today, we're going to figure that out. Okay, so here's our roadmap for today. We'll start with the origins of a champion, then look at how he forged that physical machine, touch on his record-breaking goal scoring, and finally wrap up with his status as a global cultural phenomenon. Let's just get right into it.
All right, Part 1, Origins of a Champion. Overcoming early adversity. Let's start at the very beginning and look at the early obstacles that really forged his unstoppable mindset.
When you trace his early milestones, you uncover some seriously fascinating history. For starters, he was actually born Cristiano Ronaldo dos Santos Aveiro. And that Ronaldo part, believe it or not, he was named after former US President Ronald Reagan simply because his dad was a huge fan. But, it wasn't an easy ride from there. Even as a teenager, he was already literally engineering his own success. He had this crazy theory that if he practiced dribbling wearing heavy-weighted shoes, he'd be drastically faster when he took them off for official matches. Talk about dedication, right? But the absolute most critical moment hit him at age 15. He was diagnosed with tachycardia, basically a severely racing heart. It was a condition that could have completely ended his soccer career before it even started. Thankfully, he underwent this life-altering laser heart surgery and, remarkably, was back to training soon after. It was literally a second chance at life.
Which brings us right to Section 2, Forging the Physical Machine, Ironclad Discipline. He took that second chance at life, and man, he transformed it into a level of physical discipline that the sporting world has rarely ever seen.
Now, take a look at this. It's a really stark contrast. Unlike a lot of heavily inked contemporary athletes today, Ronaldo actively chooses to remain completely tattoo-free. And the reason why is actually pretty amazing. It's specifically so he can be a frequent blood and bone marrow donor. He actively prioritizes saving lives, maintaining the purity of his body for donation, way over personal aesthetics. It's this quiet kind of discipline that just speaks volumes.
And that discipline extends so deeply into his personal habits, which is actually rooted in a really profound personal tragedy. His father tragically passed away at just 52 years old due to alcoholism. Understandably, this deeply affected Cristiano. Because of that immense loss, he made an absolute lifelong pledge of sobriety. He abstains from alcohol entirely, zero. And to optimize his body for absolute peak performance, he also maintains a strictly monitored ultra-low body fat diet. Every single calorie that goes into his body is literally engineered for greatness.
And you know what? All of this biological optimization produces absolutely insane results. 2.93 meters. That number right there represents his bionic leap. During a 2013 Champions League match against his former club Manchester United, Ronaldo scored a header where his leap reached an astonishing apex of 2.93 meters. Guys, that is 9.6 feet in the air. It's no wonder his physical abilities are constantly and rightfully compared to elite Olympic sprinters and NBA players.
Actually, speaking of speed, during his explosive bursts on the pitch, data shows that Ronaldo generates more G-force than an actual cheetah. Yeah, you heard me right, a cheetah. Think about that for a second. It is mind-bending physical output, perfectly engineered through years of wearing those weighted shoes, strictly controlling his diet, and just relentless crushing gym sessions.
So the crucial point here is how all of this physical optimization translates directly to the actual game. That brings us to Section 3, record-breaking goal scoring, on-pitch milestones. He's achieved a feat of unprecedented dominance across all of Europe. As you can see here, he is the only player in football history to finish as the top scorer in 3 of Europe's most difficult, highly competitive top leagues: the Premier League in England, La Liga in Spain, and Serie A in Italy. He didn't just conquer one style of play, he absolutely dominated them all.
Let's just break down the sheer volume of this achievement for a second. He has blasted past 900 career goals. 900! He's the highest goal scorer in the entire history of men's international soccer and overall senior-level history.
On top of that, he is the first player ever to score 100 competitive goals for 4 completely different clubs. We're talking from his early days at Sporting CP to Manchester United, Real Madrid, Juventus, Al Nassr, and of course his beloved Portugal national team. He is, quite literally, a walking, breathing, goal-scoring machine.
All right, on to our final segment, Section 4, a global cultural phenomenon, the Ronaldo brand. How exactly have all these staggering statistics culminated off the pitch?
666 million. Let that number sink in. That staggering figure represents his massive digital footprint on Instagram alone. That makes Cristiano Ronaldo the single most followed person in the entire world across social media platforms. His reach is absolutely global, and it is entirely unmatched. His impact as a global brand is so vast and so deeply woven into modern culture that it literally changes maps. I'm not kidding. On his native Portuguese island of Madeira, the local government officially renamed its main transit hub in his honor. It is now officially the Cristiano Ronaldo International Airport. Just think about that trajectory for a second. From a kid running around Madeira with weighted shoes to having the island's literal airport bear his name. Which brings us to our final big question for you today. What level of greatness could you achieve with ironclad, relentless discipline? Cristiano Ronaldo's journey absolutely proves that ultimate greatness is built, not just given. From surviving a terrifying laser heart surgery at 15 to committing to absolute sobriety to donating blood instead of getting tattoos, every single choice was a building block. I really hope this explainer leaves you inspired, maybe a little hungry to look at your own daily habits, to optimize your own potential, and hey, maybe even engineer your own greatness. Thank you so much for joining me today, and keep learning.